Presenting live from the Leader Games Arena, I want to introduce your first combatant. That's right, it's the man, the myth, the legend, the art you love to fart. I don't know, I just wanted to do a rhyme real quick. It's the Slumberjack, Kyle Farron. Yeah. Very good. And his arch nemesis, with logic and science at his backing, it's everyone's least favorite sicko, the mad scientist Joshua Yearsley. Oh man, what a thing, what a thing. That's right, everyone. Back like you never left. It's the Kyle and Josh Show.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, all of you fools out there who had no idea what was going to happen.
This is the comment I was hoping for was, no, seriously, what on earth is happening?
Happy early Halloween, everybody.
Yeah.
Coming at you straight from mid-October.
That's a normal time to celebrate.
It is a
Halloween.
normal time. Well, we're not going to be around for Halloween, sadly, so we needed to celebrate it while we're here.
Yep.
Since Kyle and I are usually not around, but special visit. 2 years in a row, making sure to be here in the same place, same time, so that we could crash the party.
Yep. Last time it was September, this time October, so maybe we'll just keep
Keep
going
pushing it forward. Keep pushing it
further into the
forward.
year.
What have you been playing, Kyle? What kind of games are you enjoying right now?
Let's see. Video game wise, my oldest son got into Rocket League, and I have not played that in a long time, but I kind of got to dust it off. And
Already in platinum tier, I assume.
well, no, my son thinks I'm really good because we just play against the computer right now, and so he's like, "Wow, you're good." And I'm like, "Yeah, we can never play against real people because I need to preserve this perception of me." And then playing Animal Crossing with a couple of my girls. Right now, we're like really trying to get the specific villagers that we want. So whenever like somebody is gonna leave the island, like, there's like the house announcement. They'll like run upstairs to where I am being like, Apollo is leaving. I'm like, all right, prepare the amiibo, get somebody to the campsite.
Real serious business.
Yeah, real serious business.
Yeah.
And then board game wise, we got Hot Streak.
So you stole mine. I'm hot streaking as well.
But let's talk about Hot Streak together. We've played that so much. Like we got that day, and I probably played like 10 games just with two of my girls. And
Hot Streak is a hoot. Yeah.
It's one of when we've kind of have it down to a science where we all make the Mario Kart noises when we burn the first 3 cards. So I'll go.
Which honestly is an amazing rule. So for those in the audience who aren't familiar with this game, Hot Streak is a betting game. You're betting on mascots. There's these 4 mascots that are all suitably ridiculous. You've got like
the off-brandest mascots in the world.
Yes, exactly. Like, giant fish, hot dog, like
legally not a hot dog.
Yes, in the lore.
They all have backstories. Mom. But anyway, we bet on those, and so when you have like the deck of cards that determines what they do, you burn the first 3, and so we all make the Mario Kart noises.
Yeah.
When we go
3, 2, 1,
and then
beep.
go. You turn it over.
Yeah.
We also got Magical Athlete, but we all like Hot Streak better, I think.
Hot Streak is great. It's fun fact. So the designer was actually one of the designers on also previously mentioned game on Studio Chat's UFO 50. The collection of micro games. And it's basically there's a game in UFO 50 called Quibble Race, which is very much, it's by the same designer.
Okay.
And it's very much like same vibe, except instead of mascots, you're betting on tiny little adorable aliens that you just want to like squeeze and hug. But also you can do things like give them performance enhancing drugs and like break their knees and things like that. And so it's a much darker, much darker timeline, basically.
Yeah. It's just the biggest point of praise I can give to Hot Streak is that like when we played it with the same group of people, like we played it with my siblings or with my kids and stuff, that you kind of get your own vocabulary about how you talk about things. And so like whenever we draw a card that says turn around or fall down, everybody does it in like a scary voice. So it'll be like,
sure.
Go 3, everybody goes forward 2, somebody does this, and then we all go, turn around.
Turn around, bright eyes.
We do really like Magical Athlete. We've gotten Hot Streak down to a science for teaching new people how to play. It's so easy.
It's actually really impressive. The rulebook for that game is in many ways like really good in terms of the way that it presents. It presents the game in a very like every page has like a single rule on it, and it's presented in a lush style. And it's basically built in a way that it makes it really easy for the teacher to basically just like flip the page and be like, here's what we're doing. And you can go through like basically 4 lines and get 90% of the game down to people. So really appreciate the work that went into that rule book.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else I've played recently. We played Parks a little while ago with like the new edition. That was really fun. I just always liked Parks. It's a pretty game. I think they handled the art really nicely in the new edition too. It doesn't feel like it's lacking, which is saying something because the first edition
was already great.
Was already gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of me for what I've been playing recently.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely Hot Streak for me. The other thing that's been big for me recently, I'm going back to the classics. I've been playing a lot of Go. Real cult of the new take right there. I have a friend who has loved playing Go for decades, and he's just been introducing me to sort of like the deeper layers of the game. And now I fall asleep at night watching very kindly people analyzing Go games, and it's just the right level of like intellectual engagement, and then the soft, soothing voices talking about, they did a large knight move, and it just sends me. So I've really been enjoying playing Go recently. I never really could get into chess because there's so much early game memorization that you like have to do once you get to a certain level. But Go to me just feels so much more open and like maybe not necessarily forgiving, but like experimental in like the way that it's played compared to chess. So I've been really enjoying that sort of like freeing play a multi-thousand-year-old abstract game that doesn't have everything just like solved basically. So yeah.
Well, cool.
So what are we here to talk about? I don't even know.
Lots of stuff.
A lot of stuff's been going on.
The big one, and probably the reason we're here mostly, is because the Homeland production copy, or the pre-production copy, is here.
It's sitting, even though you can't see it, it's sitting right in front of us, and we will talk about this. I've been loving getting a chance to see it. This is the first time we got it in office last week, and Kyle and I flew in this week, and so getting a chance to see everything in its final, or extremely close to final glory, has been really wonderful. Happy to say that really no like major problems, just some like text fixes and rounding out the corners on our player boards and things like that, but the pre-production copy is looking good.
We didn't cut enough corners.
Yeah, this is the one time where cutting corners is actually what you want in something rather than not. Yeah. But before we get into that, we're going to run through a few shorter things, and then we'll show you all of the luscious goodies that we have saved up for you. So the first thing that I just want to talk about is talking about the Leader Rules Library. So some of you may have been aware of the Leader Card Library. So we have a database of cards in Arcs and Oath and Root and Ahoy and, you know, a bunch of games that have frequently asked questions and errata. And it's basically, we've been building a central database for all of that stuff on our cards. And we've now done the same thing for our rule sets. So basically, if you go to rules.leadergames.com, there is a like very digital friendly, very mobile friendly rules library that you can use. Right now, it's for Root, Oath, Ahoy, and Arcs, and I will be continuing to expand that to the rest of our products in the near future. It will be linked up to all of our games on our main website. And basically, the rules library you've got, it's fully searchable, very rich search options. It has FAQ and errata, and it's organized in a way where the FAQ and errata is actually built into the rule set itself. And so if you have the rules up, you can basically have point by point, basically, as you're looking through the rules, you can see all of where the FAQs and errata, where that is relevant. It will just show up right there on the rule that it applies to. It also has filtering options, so you can turn FAQs and errata on and off. You can set it so that it's only showing FAQ and errata, so if you want to like print it out, for example, you can set it to just viewing that mode and print that out. Just a lot of like options for like looking at those rules with everything that you need to know kind of built in. We also, for Root, we have a bunch of language options, and we will be working with our language partners to let them know that all of this functionality is there, and really encouraging them to get up all of their versions, their language versions, onto that site as well. And so, like with the card library, this is an ongoing project. I'm going to be continuing to update this, adding new FAQ and errata over time. And we actually just dropped a big new bucket of stuff for Arcs on the card site. So if you are interested in seeing all of the new rulings and clarifications and stuff like that for Arcs, since boy oh boy, the campaign is a big thing and there's tons of interactions, we just released a new drop of rulings and errata there. So if you go to cards.leadergames.com, you can go check that out. So,
and it's free.
And it's all free.
Like that's one of the, I think the craziest things that we kind of take for granted is like, this is a huge resource and there's no subscription or anything. It's just,
yeah, it's just me.
free.
It's just
a
me
website.
And Matt and Alita. And there's actually a lot of people contributing to this at the studio. Yeah, but a bunch of people contribute to this. Yeah, it basically, we want to make sure that, you know, as you're at the table, you don't necessarily need to go, Arcs, FAQ, BGG question, and like hope that you find it. We're trying to make a resource that's like very centralized, that you know all of the answers come straight from us. So yeah, that's kind of that's kind of thing number one. So again, it's rules.leadergames.com. We're going to be linking it up to the main site here soon, but you heard it here first. So
yeah, should we go to the next thing then?
Yeah.
So next thing, Nick is going to be at Essen Spiel, and he's going to be running demos for Ahoy. And so all the new content stuff, all the base game of Ahoy, if you're going to Essen Spiel, that's something that we're going to make.
Yep. All that cool new stuff. If you haven't checked it out yet, you know, we've got our giant sea monsters, we got Coral Cap Pirates, you know, we got four new factions in these expansions, so definitely give that a look. Yeah, if you are in the EU or traveling to Essen.
Yep. Yeah. What did we do this morning?
What did we do this morning, Kyle? I just remember being trapped in a car with police chasing us. I think that's really all that I can remember.
Yeah, but then when we got to the office, we got to play.
True. Yeah.
We got to play Take.
Funnily similar to the earlier morning.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes life just throws these coincidences at you, and you look back and you go, the universe works in strange ways.
Yeah. Cole was driving, so.
Yep. Yeah.
Put it on him.
None of his kids were in the car, thankfully. They didn't get to see, you know, they still get to have good opinions of all of us. So.
Yeah, but we got to play Take this morning, which was
been a while.
It has been a while,
Yeah.
but it's come a long way and in good directions. I think I had a ton of fun. I did not win, I will say that. I was feeling really confident.
And then the last heist went to hell.
Yeah, and then I got really motivated to steal some art. There was an art museum heist that I decided I was going to be in charge of. I got everybody on board except you.
Me, because I thought I was going into that with a very strong position. I was like, listen, you need me, and then everybody else at the table actually started flipping things up and going, no, actually, Josh, we don't need you at all.
Yeah, they talked me out of involving Josh. Josh announced his retirement, and we tried to make it for this art heist. So one of the first things that happened is that we set off alarms in a big way. Mm-hmm. We got noticed by
a bunch of guards,
and things. And so when it came to the getaway drive segment, which we lovingly paid Nick to do, Nick had no involvement in the heist, and then I was like, I will give you $50,000.
Yeah, I will give you
just to be the driver.
$50,000 up front just to be the driver. And Nick was like,
okay.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
And then Nick blew it for us.
Yep. And Nick ended up winning the game.
He had every police officer on him, I think, by the end. And so, it was...
Because he already had that cash nicely stashed away. He wasn't too hot on the Fed's most wanted list, so he was able to slip out.
Yeah, I was very ambitious about the art museum because I had fences waiting in the wings to buy art, and unfortunately left them all disappointed. And did not.
Dang Monets. It was a lot of fun. To give, for those out there who haven't heard anything about Take yet, this is a project that we're working on as a studio right now. It is a heist game. And we're going to be kickstarting it. We're going to be kickstarting it early next year, right?
Yeah.
So we told people at Gen Con that it was going to be later this year, but we're tired. That's kind of like the long and short of it, is that a lot of people at the studio are feeling pretty like I'm tired after Root. Cole is still finishing up Oath.
Yeah, I literally just exited the Oath expansion stuff, unless they come up with more icons for me to do.
Which they might.
Yeah.
Who knows? So.
I won't cry if it happens. It's been known to happen. But I just barely left that, and we'll start all the visual development stuff on Take
tomorrow, basically.
I've been doodling stuff and looking at the game we played today and kind of going forward and how we want to handle the setting. That's the idea. It's a heist game that is heavy on just wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
It's a negotiation style thing where, you want the money, but you need other people to get in on it to sort of spread out the risk a little bit, and it's so funny and thematic in ways where it's you're meeting people in jail when you go to jail, and it's these are my buddies that I brought with me to from jail.
The jailbird, which
there's a character that they're calling the jailbird, which I think they lovingly called Prison Kyle before that. Before my arrival, they changed the name so as not to offend me or whatever, and that was still the first one I picked.
Kyle just sat down and was like,
I want to be the jailbird.
The jailbird, that's the one that I want.
It's very funny in terms of setting up your escape routes and making sure you have the right guys for the job, and
and then watching the chaos unfold basically after that. Because it's more with a lot of heist games that are out there, we think of things like Burgle Bros and things like that, but this is much more there's a ton of heists.
You're not robbing a bank. You're like the entire
organization.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to balance risk across a bunch of different heists and trying to figure out how you can angle into specific ones and extract the most value out of it. And so it's this it's competitive.
It's very competitive.
It's very competitive.
And also just kind of everything's on the table.
Right.
When when you're making those negotiations. That's the thing I like most about it, is because you can be like, Josh, get in on this, and I'll give you one of the cash registers that we get.
Right.
Or you can just be like, I'll owe you a favor.
Exactly.
Or you can say, I'll pay you $50,000 to drive the car.
Yeah,
you can kind of make up whatever you want to say for the negotiations.
Yeah. So there's a lot of neat, there's a lot of neat hidden information in terms of like what people like want and like what's worth what to people, and like people have tips for like specific like to like add specific twists to the game, and like people they know that they can fence goods to, and so there's a lot of like shenanigans that happen that people can reveal dramatically and really shift how things look in the game. So.
Well, and that's the best thing about it, is like a lot of our games, the narrative comes out through just playing it. It's not like you're ever reading a card that tells you what happened. Yeah. It's just all mechanical.
Yeah, it's all systems based, systems based narrative stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really happy to see how much progress has been made on it. And yeah, getting another chance to play it.
So yeah, if you didn't hear before, Q1 or the beginning of
beginning of next year at some point. But yeah, we want to make sure that when we launch it, you get you get a really good idea, and it's in a really good place, and that we're all well rested and ready to run another Kickstarter campaign.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's a little bit about Take, which I think just leaves us
unless
to the juicy.
I'll try and keep an eye on if there's any Take questions or anything, but let's get going on the.
Yeah, let's talk about Root. But yeah, if you have any questions, we've got the Hot Takes channel on our Discord that you can ask questions in or hear anything like that. So. Let's get on to some rootin' tootin' juicy stuff. That was weird.
Yeah. Some juicy
toots in here.
Don't belong in the same sentence.
So,
this is your baby.
Yep.
I'll let you.
Well, this is our baby, really. This is.
They're all my babies.
Yeah, they're all your babies. This one is my own, my only child. So we've got our pre-production copy here. We have Gorge Map showing, Sam Smith's lovely Gorge Map that Kyle painstakingly produced.
And I think that's the hallmark of a good map, is that making it work is half the challenge.
Yeah. So this is our first sort of like 3-dimensional map experience.
Yep. So you have things that are intersecting forests, things that aren't. You can cut across in ways that you can't if you're on the bottom of the gorge versus the top of the gorge. So.
Yeah, so plenty of new fun challenges for you, Kyle, and for us, the development team, in figuring out how to express that original vision.
Do you want to talk about these things on top, and then I'll flip it over?
Yeah, let's just talk about what's kind of around. So we can kind of push these in. So here are nice little landmarks. We've got Foxborough, Rabbit Town, and Mousehold.
I put them on the wrong thing. Here we go.
So these are landmarks that you can use with any map, but they are most useful for the other side of the map, which we might as well go to right now, since they're useful there.
It basically lets you consider a clearing as an additional type.
Yep.
So if you have Foxborough on your clearing, it's also considered a fox.
Yep. So on this other side, we've got our marsh map, and this is our 15 clearing map. And so these landmarks basically are, as Kyle said, they're not only suit markers, so they set the suit of the clearing to fox, mouse, or rabbit, but they also will give some kind of special power.
Yep.
And all of these basically have to do with, they connect the suits of the map in one way or another. So all of them basically, they make you think about rabbits and mice and foxes in different ways. So, for example, like Foxborough is pretty much the simplest one. Foxborough lets you basically move between Foxborough and other fox clearings, and so you are sort of linking together all of that stuff. Mousehold is kind of a field hospitals for everybody. If warriors die outside of Mousehold, you can essentially warp them into Mousehold if they're coming from mouse clearings. So basically, there's a bunch of mice running around the map and like picking people up and being good mouse medics and bringing them back to Mousehold. And then Rabbit Town is sort of Rabbit Thunderdome. So you can spend a rabbit card to spawn some new warriors in Rabbit Town, but then you have to immediately fight people there. So people are showing up, and apparently rabbits in Rabbit Town are they're real touchy rabbits, so they immediately...
They're Watership Down style rabbits.
Exactly, they're Watership Down style rabbits. So
Nightmare rabbits.
So we've got our landmarks there, and so when you're playing with a large number of players, you play with all 15 of these clearings on the marsh map, and so you'll be using these landmarks. If you are playing with fewer players, you are basically going to be covering up some of these clearings. You're going to be flooding them.
Look how well you picked out the exact right one for
yeah,
what's on camera.
I'm so good at that. How about that, Cal?
That goes over here.
Man, it's like you memorized. So basically, as you decrease your player count, you're going to be flooding more and more clearings, which will basically cover them up and add more paths. And so this is kind of compressing the map down to support that lower player count. And there are various ways that you can configure these flooded clearings so you can kind of customize your map at the start of the game. So these all turned out really well. Pretty simple to do the setup. The flooded markers basically just have like a shape on them, like a little triangle or square, and you just match it up to one of the matching shapes on the map. The clearings themselves basically have like a little, it's kind of hard to see here, but like this one has a little triangle. And then, oh yeah, look at that zoom functionality right there. Amazing.
That wasn't, this is the first time I'm realizing that you guys did that. I've just been going off of roof shape.
Yeah, you're just like,
that's what I noticed.
I mean, like you were able to tell it even without the shapes, but yeah, you'll see on the map that there are these little filled in or hollowed out shapes, and they're subtle enough that that they don't really distract, but they help you in setup just to make sure that you're getting everything in the right place. So
yeah. Something that I get asked about a lot on Instagram DMs to everything is, when are you going to have clearing markers again? And that is something we can show off too.
Yep, the answer is now.
Right
basically.
now. Yep.
So these are going to look similar to our old resin clearing markers. These, they look the same. They're the same sort of deal. The only difference here is that the material has changed. So we're now using HDPE, which is much more impact resistant. A number of people found that their resin clearing markers were a bit fragile. So if they dropped it off the table or something like that, there's the chance of it.
You could whip these into the street and nothing.
Yeah, nothing bad.
Nothing would happen to them.
Leader Games is not responsible for using clearing markers as weapons.
Yeah.
But these very durable, and we've got
also frog clearing markers.
Frog clearing markers.
So if you're playing as the Diaspora, you can have these clearing markers that function on their own, or also have the unique function of sliding on top of the other clearing markers.
Let's get that zoom functionality in again. For those
guys, you don't know how hard we worked on it.
Yeah, it is insane how many months went into.
Please clap.
Please clap. Yeah, making sure that these slotted in such a way where it wasn't leaving too much of a gap and looked nice, but also worked well with both the new clearing markers and the old ones, because there are very based on the molding process, there are very, very slight differences.
Well, and it turns out when you like draw these up to begin with, you don't think about making them all exactly the same shape.
Right.
And so they were like, something that fits on this isn't going to necessarily fit on that one. So
yeah. So we've gone through a number of different designs. Like the original ones, instead of like nesting like this, they actually like totally covered it. They were kind of like shrouds rather than this nesting. And I think that what did you call this? The spooning proposal for
That does sound like me.
Yeah.
I can't remember saying that specifically, but
yeah,
it still covers up the logo. You can see what it used to be, so you can take it off if you get to that point.
Yep.
In the game. So anyway, you have the resin clearing or the clearing markers, and then we have the frog clearing markers separately that you play with all of them. So they're really nice. It makes the game super easy from a table presence point of view to see where everything is. And
it's amazing how much, like, you take a look at a finished product and you guess how much time went into like a specific thing. I never would have expected that this was going to be the like object that made us want to tear our hair out. But
we did it.
But we did it.
Josh has lost all the hair on the front of his head.
Yeah, I only lost the hair on the front of my head, thankfully. But I've made up for it by adding so much more on the back, and I'm really loving the look.
Yeah.
Otherwise, most of the stuff we've shown on previous streams, but just in case you haven't seen them before, let's take a look at some of these meeples.
Here, do you want to pass me hirelings, and then you can be showing off those, and I'll get those ready.
So we've got our little.
Oh, let's see. I have a hirelings.
Yeah, we can do a little comparison. So we've got our.
Oh, this is that.
Yeah, this is that.
I don't have hirelings.
So. Oh, you don't have. Oh, that's fine.
We'll get them.
Yeah, Matt off screen. We'll get our hirelings fix on. So we've got our bats here, frogs. They're all looking the same as they have been. But in case you haven't seen those friends before, we got skunk friend. We have our three captains. That's not captain. This is captain.
Goose.
Our goose. The goose may look a little bit different. We've, we lightened up a little bit of this, and we added some detail elements. In case you saw the goose a long time ago, but that's been freshened up a little bit. And otherwise, we've got our nice pond placard here.
I think bats are the new tallest meeple.
It's true.
Except for maybe like the bear hireling or the...
Yeah, the bear hireling, I think, probably
deer.
takes the cake. One thing that maybe some people haven't seen before is we've got our nice pawn placard for our frog cards as they get discarded. We have it set up so that you've got your text side, and then we just have a pure art side, in case you just love, nothing in between you and Kyle's art. And then otherwise, the other maybe big surprise for some people is that we're actually going to be including, ta-da, a new set of dice. The color is a little bit hard to see here. It's looking kind of black on screen. But if you trust me, these are actually deep midnight blue colors. So it's like a deep blue, kind of similar, maybe like a little bit lighter, but kind of similar to the blue fins in Ahoy, and then we got a nice pearl white. So they show up really nice on the map. If you want to flip over to the map there, really good contrast on the map. So so we got the dice, and along with this, we've also included basically everything that you need to run two games of Root at once with a base game and Homeland. So we've got tons and tons of items. This is going to support the knaves, but it's also enough that you can run two full item sets. We've got our second set of ruins here. So just nice, just quality of life stuff in case you are at a place that wants to play a lot of Root and you don't want to bring tons and tons and tons of copies. And then the other thing that we haven't really talked about that much is we had a little bit of extra space, so we included these little reminder markers as just sort of quality of life stuff. And these basically, all these are if you have like abilities and you want to remind yourself, you can literally just stick a little reminder marker right there. And it's like, remember that you have better burrow bank. Because usually people are looking kind of at their player board rather than like at their cards. And this is just a handy little thing that you can use to remind yourself. So we wanted to just add some little quality of life things in here for people since we felt like it. So yeah. I suppose also we should show off for those who haven't seen it some of the new art. So like we got all kinds of good Kyle goodies, you know, and we've got the canonical. My favorite one of these is the one that we used for the stream background. This like interesting and
he's so proud of him.
Slightly cursed art that I just love so much. The mouse is
my boy.
The mouse has got so many feelings right now.
There's one of these that when we posted it, I think Anne said had big sibling energy.
Yeah, the agitators. Yeah, we got our siblings all getting ready for battle. So, but yeah, tons of new art. If you want to look at all of this new art, it's all on the latest print and play that we posted like 2 months back or so. So yeah, if you want a close look, you know, we also got our Knave captains here in caricature style, really good stuff. But yeah, you can find all of this art on that print and play if you want to take a closer look. And then yeah, Kyle's good frog card back.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean that's you know, other than that,
hirelings.
Yes, hirelings. Yeah, we can show those off.
Yep. So the hireling, the Homeland hireling pack has the frogs. There we go. And then this is kind of the bat equivalent, and their corresponding meeples. The bat meeples are for the hirelings are flared in instead of out, so they're easy to tell apart. The farmers, which are these ducks.
Yep, the yellow ducks.
The new guys. Whoop.
The destitute farmer side. That duck always makes me feel so sad. That duck is just having a really hard day.
Got the broken hoe.
Yep, broken hoe, broken heart.
Yep. So those are the hirelings. They're coming there. Some fun meeples there. That very, very happy frog. And then, did you want to show off any of the Squires and Disciples stuff? Or?
Yeah, show off a few cards. So we've also got the Squires and Disciples deck to round it out.
Yeah, so some of these cards are the same as in the base game, obviously, because you need ambushes and things like that. But there are, I think I put these back.
All in the back.
Eventually, all in the back.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, here are some of the new cards. And a lot of these are giving you sort of quasi-powers of other factions. There's some mice in a bush to go with the mice in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, friend of the mice, raiding party. Here's some more mice having a bad time.
Yeah, all of the badgers bossing around the woodland creatures.
There's something inherently funny to me about like rabbits in peril, so I'm sure that translates. Well, there's potentially the most badass like root character.
Yeah. Just
there's one of the Peter Rabbit stories. There's a part where Peter gets stuck underneath a basket, and Farmer Gretter's cat is sitting on top of it. And Peter has stolen a bunch of onions. And in the story, it talks about how he's crying so hard, partially because of how scared he is, and partially because of the onions.
Oh, sure.
And when I was a kid, I thought that was so funny. It was just so funny to me. And then my little sisters, one of them had a Barbie-themed birthday party, and they watched Barbie Rapunzel. And there's a part where Barbie's wicked stepmother wants to, she points her finger, and everything she points at levitates in the air, shakes around, and then blows up. And so she points at this painting, it levitates, shakes around, and blows up. And then she points at some art, and it levitates, shakes around, and blows up. And then the mother-in-law is looking for more ways to torture Rapunzel, and she points at her little rabbit companion that can talk, and she points at the rabbit, and it levitates in the air, shakes around, and goes, "No!" And then Barbie stops her, of course. But that was also very funny to me.
Yeah, very. You're hearing all Kyle's deepest foundations.
This is apparently my brand. But lots of fun new cards in this deck. Can't wait for people to try them out. The decks are like the biggest value proposition for size that we make, because it really changes the whole game.
Yep. Yeah. No, you can really change the entire feel. And then really quickly, I'll just note that also included in the box, this is also something that we haven't really talked about before, but also included, we have some errata cards for base game and for some other products. And so none of this is changing the way that anything works. But we've got a slightly clearer, better burrow bank in here and things like that. And so we've just included some of those as well, just kind of along the lines of quality of life stuff, just kind of catching everything up to all of the current terminology that we've put in over time to support hirelings behavior, clarifications around, say, the Harrier flying around and not getting caught by the hedgehog or the porcupine hirelings along the bandit hirelings along the path. So just a lot of little things that help to clarify interactions with stuff that came out after something was released originally. So just want to let people know that that's also in there. I mean that's the pre-production copy. As I said, looks like very minor changes basically, and so we will be sending our notes to the factory imminently, basically, and after that, we will receive our mass production copy, which is the true thing from the factory, which basically I expect we will look at and go, yep, looks correct to us, and then press the print button. So the day is nigh for this getting produced in large numbers. We are still on track for the same fulfillment schedule that we had announced before. We're looking at fulfillment beginning in Q1 of next year. So you'll see both Take and Homeland fulfillment Q1, starting Q1 next year. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've had a couple people mention that if you're just joining and then it pans out to your headpiece, that what an insane reveal that is.
What is going on?
And just as a segue, I don't want to go through our list too fast, but we yesterday prepared a little something for Halloween time. We all played Vast the Mysterious Manor.
Yeah. For the first time in a long time.
Well, it's just a 5-player game of Vast the Mysterious Manor. And if you think this is insane, we also did some other
goofy stuff,
insane things that you should prepare yourself for. That'll just be a recording that we're playing, but it's good. So.
Yeah, and so that'll be Halloween.
Yep.
So
yep. You played the Paladin.
Yep.
I was the Warlock. And you'll just have to see some
you'll just have to watch it to see who's playing what else and what happens. So
Vast the Mysterious Manor. We still have some copies left if you want to get them. It's almost Halloween. It's the time.
Yep.
So
buy it now.
Yep. Did we miss any questions or anything, Matt, while we were just
gabbing away?
I think it seems like.
Good night, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Well, Kyle, it's been so good to see you, and it's going to be good seeing you for the rest of the week.
Yep.
I'm sorry for bashing you upside the head with my thesis.
That's okay. I'll get you later at the Airbnb.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're staying together. I got to watch out for this guy.
Yeah. Just wake you up with my elbow. Or
People's elbow, yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Please keep an eye out for the Vast TMM video, and have a good October. Bye.
Good night. Bye.